You guys, Drying here, and today we will be building another castle, but this time it will be a little bit different. Allow me to explain. So I have built a lot of castles in Minecraft, and if you look at them, they're actually pretty similar. They share the same building techniques, the same block palettes, and the whole general idea is the same. And I've been wanting to build another castle for a while now, but it just felt so repetitive to go through the whole process all over again just to have another castle with just a slightly different layout. And I got burned out. I just didn't want to build any castles anymore. So that is what this video here will change. Today I will be challenging myself to not build a castle, but a palace. So what's the difference between a palace and a castle? You see, there are a lot of types of castles, and I've always been building really big ones. But that wasn't actually the norm back in the day. In medieval times, these were really expensive. Castles weren't always this big. The most common structure, which is by definition still a castle, is just a tower. One wooden or stone tower is enough for it to be called a castle. But then on the other end of the spectrum, we have palaces, and there are a lot of misconceptions about palaces. Most people call palaces castles, but there is a really big difference between them. The short definition for a castle is a fortified home. So it's a fortified structure for a lord to live in and be safe. A palace, on the other hand, is meant to show off. It does not have any defensive features. And that changes the building style completely. And that's exactly why I chose to build a palace instead of another castle. So today we will be building a palace, but this video is going to be a little bit different from others. You see, normally in my videos I start and finish the project within the same video. But that means the whole video is filled with progress updates, and I can't actually show you any of the building process. So that's why I will be splitting up this project into 3 or 4 videos. And in these videos I will take you through the whole building process. In this video we will be talking about the planning phase. In the next one we will tackle the exterior. After that, 1 or 2 videos will be dedicated to the interior. And after that I will give you a full tour of the build. So that's the plan. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's now start this project. So every time I want to build something that I've never built before, the first thing I do is look for inspiration. And after a bit of searching, I found this so-called Castle Drakenberg in Germany. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Also, side note, it's definitely not a castle. As you can see, no defensive features whatsoever. Anyways, this palace will be my inspiration for this project. And after a bit more searching, I found some complete floor plans of the first and the second floor of this palace. These will really help me getting a feel for the scale of this build. And I also found this other website. They literally recreated the whole entire castle in 3D. And you can take a 360-degree tour of it. It is so cool. You can literally go anywhere you want. Also, what is this? Okay. And that will really help me with the interior. If you're interested, you can find the links to all of these websites in the description. So anyways, what's the plan? So what I'm gonna do first is take a look at these floor plans I found of the first floor, and I'm gonna try to recreate that in Minecraft, and that will help with determining the shape and the size of our build. So let's jump into a time lapse and start planning. And there we go. Alright, so what I've done here is, like I said, I've basically translated the floor plan into Minecraft, and this is the result. Also, I hope you don't mind the giant spoiler wall. I've already been working on the next stage. Anyways, I should probably explain all of these colors to you. So the red concrete are the outside walls. This is what you will be seeing from the outside. The orange concrete are the interior walls, and you can see that sometimes I've like double walls here. That's because I want to have different interiors in adjacent rooms. Now the next thing is yellow concrete. These are basically all of the staircases. So we got some staircases over here and also inside. And also we have these, I don't know what they're called, but basically like extensions on the build itself. And this one right here will also have a staircase going down to this floor level, and this one right here will be an upper terrace. You can also see that one on the image. I don't have any greens, but cyan concrete, these will be the walls for the stone platform where the whole thing is sitting on. You can also clearly see that in the picture. And light blue is for the small towers on the stone base. So this thing right here is the main entrance. These will be the main stairs. We will also have one round tower over here with stairs. This thing right here is going to be the garden. This is going to be a place to drink tea. I think that is going to be the dining room. This will be a music room. And this big rectangle right here is going to be the art gallery. And these stairs right here are for servants. And that's about all I know from the top of my head. So yeah, it's gonna be a big build, and this is just the first floor. It's gonna get so much bigger in height too. So in the next stage we will be planning out the towers. Now if you're building something without a floor plan, the towers is probably the first thing you want to do before thinking about the interior. Unless you have some really specific interior designs in mind and you want to make sure it fits, then you could first plan out the interior and then think about the exterior. But generally you first want to determine the position of your towers, and then you want to do something like this. So now it's time for the next step, which is taking this 2D plan into 3D. We will be figuring out where the towers will be and also basically determine the height of almost everything. In the next step you will be able to determine your skyline, which is pretty important. If you're building a castle, you want the towers to be at various heights, and you don't want a big tower on the outside that will block anything that's in here. But this isn't a castle, this is a palace. I need to adapt my building style. I think I am gonna decorate the inside as if it was a castle, because it's not that different. Anyways, let's jump back into a time lapse and give this thing some height. And there we go. Alright, this looks a little bit messy, but it's enough to help me determine the structure. So like I said, this thing right here is the main entrance. It has some stairs that go into the building. Over here, this is where I planned out the height of this stone wall and also the stone floor in here, and also this tower. It doesn't look like much, but this is enough to give me enough information for the whole entire wall. Planning is actually something kind of personal. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Basically, you want to give yourself as much information as possible while building the least amount of possible. So this thing right here is the upper terrace. Then over here I've again planned out a tower. This is just something that sticks out. I guess it's a viewing point or something. Around the back we have some more stairs, and that's actually about it for the walls. Now let's talk about this monstrosity. So the first thing I did is, just to help myself plan a little bit better, I just raised these red concrete outlines for the outer walls up a bit so it's at this floor level, and this helped me to figure out the towers, and that is what you can see here with my green concrete. What I've done here is basically I've divided up the build with basic shapes like squares, rectangles and circles, and you can see that there's going to be one real big tower over here, another one over there, and this one is also pretty big. While at the back, the art gallery will only be 1 story high. Now you might be thinking, Ryan, a few minutes ago you told us you need to have as much height variation as possible, and this is all flat. Well, that's because I haven't planned out the shapes of the roofs yet. I'm not gonna plan them out. Normally that's something I do, but I don't know, So this thing right here, the main entrance, will have 1 big roof over here. This rectangle over here will have a slope that goes up like that. This tower right here, I don't know how to explain it, but you can just look at the image, and basically I'm just gonna try to recreate the roofs on all of these towers. And also, of course, I have these little towers over here. These are also gonna have a very pointy roof. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this project is gonna turn out great because, again, it's something I've never built before, and this is already a really big scale to start with. So yeah, I think that's all the planning done. And with that, it's also the end of this video. In the next video, we will tackle the complete exterior of this castle. It's gonna be a huge time lapse. I still have absolutely no idea what block palette to use. Again, I don't know if this build is gonna work out. It might just be a video that won't make it onto YouTube. I don't know. Anyways, that was it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you, hopefully, in the next video. Goodbye.